Hi, this is Vishal Makan, and let's get started with the next pattern. And this is very powerful, very important pattern called the cup pattern, or we can call it the rounding pattern, or the saucer pattern, or cup and handle pattern. And I think this is my one of my favorite patterns, and I in this mainly because it has a very high strike rate. Second, the targets are big. It's like multi-bagger at times, and the probability of making money on this is very high. And so let's get jump into what this pattern means like. Let me just show you a simple pattern right now, which we can see here. And this is basically what we call as cup pattern, and a rounding or a U pattern, cup pattern, rounding pattern, cup and saucer pattern, cup and handle pattern. So first things first is you need to have a kind of neckline, and there's a neckline. In fact, you can say that, okay, this pattern failed once above and then came back. So you would have got stopped out. Second thing, it's a long-term pattern. Long-term means very long. So if you see there's a monthly pattern. So it's 1995 to what you call as almost till 2005, 2007. And then you can see this is called as another 2 years of kind of a handle, cup and handle. So this is one thing which is very important, that you will never see a cup on a daily chart. A weekly cup or a monthly cup. Monthly is best. So focus on that. And then look at this volume slowly started increasing. And then on the breakout, there is huge volume. That's perfect. And that's how you get into this pattern. So let's get back. Is a monthly long-term pattern or a weekly pattern, and then there is a neckline. A breakout and breakdown is a failure of a pattern, and then again breakout with white candle, white volume. Now about the targets. Here there are again multiple targets. How do we calculate multiple targets? Is using simple Fibonacci numbers, and this time we are going to use is what we call as not one uh, uh, not one but multiple targets. So what kind of numbers we need to have? So let's say we need to have 1, 2.618, or and then say 1.618. I hope now you have been very familiar with Fibonacci ratios. And if you're not, maybe you can watch one of my Tuesday technical talk, or if you have been part of my online program, some or the other way you would have gone into these patterns. So these are my numbers which I want to use for cup pattern. So let's see how many targets did this particular stock achieve. How do I calculate this? This is the high and this is the low. So let me put it this way. And this basically hit double, and then 2.618 was my target, which hit and then came back into this zone. So this was straight. Now if you see this took like another almost like 10-12 years, but to hit the target 1 2 3 4 5 months. Within 5 months, from 45 rupees to 90 rupees, which is more than double, is your target. So this is just an example. Maybe we can look at let's look at say more examples in this case. And okay, what did I click on? Chennai Petro. All right, so that's your Chennai Petro pattern. And let's see what I am talking about. Can see a nice good cup here. Yes. And can see the volume increase. Yes. And it's like a long distribution followed by long accumulation and then advance and then breakout. So let's see this one is how many targets it achieved. And the minimum is double, which is the size of the pattern, which is that it hits that target easily. So that's not a problem. Now, if you can see, there's currently maybe this is another cup is in the process, but it has not broken out. It has to go above and break it. Maybe this could have been a smaller cup here, and that did not achieve the minimum target because there's an immediate resistance here. So now let's look at say another pattern. Can you see there's a U pattern, and there's a breakout and a failure of the pattern, and then another U, and then finally it went into this. See the volumes going up, and then it goes into multiple targets as and when it hits the new levels, right? So let's look at one of my favorites is and you can't even see the cup here because it's so shallow right now because of the price rise. Now can you see this is a nice cup pattern here, Ajanta Pharma, and look at how much it has gone into, crazy. And you see the volume here increasing on the breakout and the neckline, and there's a small handle also. And then see this where it goes from 30 rupees and goes crazy, crazy, crazy to 2000 rupees. There's a multi bagger kind of a stock. And see this move, at least till 1600, from 30 rupees to 1600 is like a one-way traffic. And then it made a retracement and then made a new high. And currently it is down. But that's the multi-bagger kind of a stock we are looking at. Now, as you keep going higher, then you need to use normal trailing stop losses and get back into the game. You might have to exit once and again enter again depending on how it goes. So let's look at, say, another one which was similar to this, and that is like a Bhushan Steel sometime back. Now I'll show you a couple of them which might be in the process right now, so maybe you can take advantage of that. So let's put this in place and let's see how many targets it achieved. More than, from 50 rupees, 40 rupees to all the way to 350, which is 7 times. See how then there's a major crash into the 8 and it comes and takes support at the same neckline around 40 and again goes like this. And that's some kind of a movement. And this is kind of a good stock to trade and currently going down. So let's not get there. Oro Pharma. That's a small cup here, and there's a small U here, and there's another one here. So not like two longer ones, but not bad also. So I remember all these stocks because all these stocks we have traded in the past, and they have made us a lot of money. So most of my students also traded. So let's look at, say, one smaller cup which we traded sometime back was this 2-year cup, 3-year cup on a monthly chart, and that too was nice to achieve these targets here. And let's look at, say, something else, and that's your cup. And in this case, if you see, it broke out and then gave a pullback here and then went up. And you can even see there is a small cup here, which is like a small U. So within the cup, there is another cup. So that's like fractal rounding, what we can say. And that's altogether another topic right now. So let's understand the basic pattern and let's look at, say, Arvind Limited. And there's some U. See, there's one U and there's one other one. It's like a W, and then it breaks out and then goes into at least one target. If you want to see how much we got on this, say, let's put this one, and it goes at least 2.618 and 3 targets. So this is a very good target, can have produced multi-baggers. You need to have a neckline. You need to have a longer the pattern, stronger the pattern, good volumes, and then keeps going up. One target is minimum is the size of the pattern, which is this much width, which is somewhere here, and then 2.618 and 4.25 and 6.85. All these are Fibonacci ratios above 1 for projections, right? So let's look at something in the current stocks is like Vimta Labs, which is showing similar pattern, and it has to yet to achieve the targets. And if you see, there is a small cup here, also small U, and then small W here. So all that fractal rounding, and this is a major one right now going on in the market. Now let's see some of the failures. Let's see at CL Tech. And there is one here which was already worked, but the second one which was about to break out, which did show some breakout signs. It's now a very small one. Look at the length is almost 2 and 3 years. It broke out and then came back into the market. So no trading on this. It's a failure. Stop out. So what do you do is buy on the breakout, put the stop loss just below it, maybe 2% or 4% below the breakout level, and then look for a minimum target of at least 1.618, 2.618, 4.25, multiples of Fibonacci ratios, which are your targets in cup and rounding pattern. Remember, no daily chart. Remember, longer the stronger. Remember that cup cannot happen on Nifty because it's a combination of many stocks. It's an index. So indexes, no cups only individual stock, because individual stock can go through distribution, accumulation, and advance, and not Nifty, because of structural changes in the company management, product cycle, policies. This happens, but it cannot happen on Nifty. Neither I think it can happen on currency or commodity, because it's a combination of several things. Commodity and currency depend on too much on the global markets and the oil price and all those things. But individual company, like any individual company like Reliance, Tata Motors, Tata Steel, can go through this cup pattern, and then we can produce one nice thing. So let's say and how you can find out this pattern. Like you see, there's a one cup here, but it's still in the process. So what you can do is, it will take like one full day to go through 2,500 stocks on NSE and check whether the cup is there, either in the process, already broken out, or it's going to break out of the 6 months. So it's just you have to do this exercise once in 6 months to 1 year. So you get a list of all the cups in your folder, which are already there as a cup pattern, or already there broken out, or about to break out. So you can just keep tracking those stocks on a weekly basis, maybe a list of 100 or 200 stocks. So it becomes easy, but it's worth the exercise, because if you get one nice cup, one big cup, then you're going to make a lot of money. And most of the money which I made in my life in stock market, and out of those, there are 2 or 3 things which worked major. One is this cup pattern, one of them. Second is the top bottom system, which we use in Millionaire Trader program. And the third is option expiry special. So this combination of 3 things have worked magic for me, except rather everything else is just like plus minus, and it's okay. But that means you need to have one strategy which builds wealth, and rest of the strategies you can make income. So, and this wealth trading strategy are very simple. They are long term. You don't have to focus much. You just have to have kind of, and then of course you need to know how to pyramid in this for sure, right? So I hope you learned a lot about this pattern, and this is very powerful. Make sure you practice, do that 2,500 stocks homework one full day, and you will get like many rounding and cup pattern. So I'll see you in the next video. Do practice first and then move to the next video. See you then. Thank you.